When you think about modern camping gear, ultralight stoves, portable heaters and insulated shelters, it's easy to assume these are innovations born of convenience and leisure. But in reality, some of the most practical designs came from the most desperate times in human history. During World War II, soldiers on the front lines faced freezing conditions that would have broken ordinary men. They needed warmth not for comfort, but for survival. Out of that necessity came a field heater so clever and efficient that it inspired the development of many modern camping and outdoor heating solutions. Understanding this forgotten innovation gives us not only a glimpse into military ingenuity, but also a practical blueprint for surviving cold conditions today. Soldiers couldn't rely on tents alone to survive the cold. World War II soldiers deployed in the Arctic, the forests of Europe, or high-altitude mountain campaigns discovered quickly that tents and blankets weren't enough. Temperatures often plunged below freezing, moisture seeped into uniforms, and exposure could lead to hypothermia in hours. Standard-issue blankets, coats and even campfires were insufficient for the long nights spent in remote positions. Commanders needed a solution that was portable, safe, and capable of delivering heat directly where it was most needed. This necessity birthed the trench stove or field heater, a simple but ingenious device that became a lifeline for soldiers and influenced the design of civilian camping stoves for decades. The field heater used ingenuity over fuel efficiency. The World War II field heater was deceptively simple. Constructed from lightweight metal, often steel or tin, it could burn solid fuel, wood, coal or hexamine tablets in a controlled manner. Its design allowed it to radiate heat in a 360-degree pattern while conserving fuel, which was critical in wartime conditions where supplies were limited. Some models included a flat surface to heat water or food, doubling their utility. Soldiers could carry them in their packs, set them up inside tents or dugouts, and maintain warmth even in sub-zero conditions. The brilliance of the design wasn't just in the fuel efficiency or portability, it was in its adaptability. The heaters could be used in confined spaces without significant risk of sparks or fire, and many could be quickly disassembled for transport. This meant that a soldier on the move could maintain a reliable heat source, a factor that literally saved lives in freezing environments. Modern camping gear owes much to this field innovation. Many of today's lightweight camping stoves and portable heaters, well, they trace their lineage back to these wartime designs. The principle of compact multi-purpose heating units that use minimal fuel while maximizing heat output is directly borrowed from the trench stoves of the Second World War. Modern devices, whether they're designed for ultralight backpacking or emergency preparedness, use similar materials, ventilation patterns, and heat distribution methods. For example, today's alcohol stoves and solid fuel tablets are not new concepts. Soldiers in the Second World War relied on small fuel blocks that could burn cleanly in a controlled chamber. The design encouraged portability, stability, and the ability to heat water or cook simple meals, all while minimizing risk. If you examine a modern titanium alcohol stove, you'll see the same principles in play: lightweight construction, minimal fuel usage, and multipurpose functionality. How soldiers used the heater effectively in the field. Operation in the field required both skill and strategy. Soldiers learned to place the heater near the tent's center, but on a raised platform or metal sheet to avoid direct contact with flammable ground material. A small chimney or vent was often created using folded canvas or metal piping to direct smoke and fumes away from sleeping areas. They also paired the heaters with insulation techniques, stacking blankets, using ground mats, and positioning body heat to maximize retention. You can apply these lessons in modern settings. Even a small portable heater or stove becomes dramatically more effective when combined with proper insulation. Elevate your stove slightly, keep the area ventilated but enclosed enough to trap warmth, and use reflective surfaces or layers of blankets to amplify the heat. These small adjustments, inspired by soldiers' real-world experience, can make a significant difference in cold-weather camping or emergency situations. The heater emphasized multifunctionality over luxury. One of the key takeaways from the World War II field heater is its emphasis on utility over comfort. Every feature served a purpose: heat, cooking, drying clothes, or melting snow for water. Soldiers carried minimal gear, so every ounce and every component had to be justified. This principle is one of the reasons the design endured. It wasn't about convenience, it was about survival. Modern campers can adopt the same mindset. Instead of carrying multiple devices for cooking, heating and melting water, look for compact solutions that accomplish all three. For example, a small wood-burning backpacking stove can heat water, cook food, and even dry small items of clothing with the right placement and technique. Multi-purpose thinking saves weight and increases efficiency, just as it did for soldiers. The lasting lesson from wartime heating technology. The World War II field heater is more than a historical curiosity. It's a blueprint for practical survival in harsh conditions. It shows that thoughtful design, rooted in necessity and adaptability, can outperform modern conveniences that rely on electricity or complex technology. Soldiers relied on understanding heat transfer, fuel conservation, and multi-purpose utility. Lessons that remain as relevant today as they were on the frozen battlefields of the past. By studying this technology, modern campers and preppers can enhance their preparedness, improve energy efficiency, and increase safety in cold environments. Even if you never carry a field heater, the principles, compact design, fuel efficiency, multifunctionality, and smart placement, can be applied to any heating or cooking solution in the outdoors. For anyone interested in survival history, fieldcraft, or practical outdoor skills, the story of the World War II field heater is a reminder that the best gear often has a foundation in necessity and ingenuity. For more forgotten survival techniques, historic innovations that influence modern gear, and practical lessons from the past, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom, share this video, and keep the ingenuity of our ancestors alive for today's adventurers and survivalists.